Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 everyone. Got my coffee. I am prepped, guys. I am prepped and ready. Who is ready for the Belgian Grand Prix? All right. It's lights out and away we go. Yep, not just yet, but we've got half an hour until the race starts. Oh, right, yeah, how's everyone going though? Everyone enjoyed the sprint race yesterday or Saturday in general for the F1 when it eventually got started? Must admit, I didn't pay too much attention to it, obviously other than the incident that happened. But saying that, looking forward to the race. This is where it matters on the Sunday. Just curious, why would the F1's commentary is different? We all miss Crofty's voice. Because Crofty is only Sky F1. So Sky F1 is... So on the app, or on F1 in general, they have their own presenting team. They have their own production team and commentary team. Crofty, whenever you hear like the TV coverage or any clips and stuff online, the reason why it's Crofty is because they use Sky F1 as kind of like the worldwide broadcast. So that's why, yeah, that's the only way you'll be able to hear Crofty during the race is through, is through Sky F1 basically. Hey Zed, good to see ya. I know, George, I know. It's I don't know why it's not showing. It's a bit delayed. Some reason. Should be coming on there soon. Hey Sim, good to see ya. Who's this Bob guy that replaced the broadcast stuff then? No idea who Bob is. Thanks, Zed. No. I mean, my commentary's something, but it would need a lot of fine tuning to get onto Sky and that. Wouldn't mind doing some presenting though, to be honest with you. I think I'd be in that sort of game. I'd be up for that. Bob the Builder. Why is chat not working? This is frustrating. Come on, chat. Reload. I might have to copy and paste it. Come on, where's chat? Why is that not working? Just going to go to the intermission screen for a sec, guys. Just see if chat does work. Changing scene. See if this works. Could be a bit temperamental for some reason with YouTube. Thanks, Ed. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. It's just kind of a lot to do with presenting and that though is who you know, not necessarily what you know. Oh, you're too kind. Stop it, Zed. Stop it. Just go take a Just going to take a screenshot of that, though, and just make sure I show my girlfriend, because she won't believe me. Right, all right, I'm going to have to delete chat box and re-edit. Face of radio. She's sitting right up there as well. Oh, where's chat box now? For fuck's sake. Teething issues, guys. Teething issues. Right, hopefully that works. Right, let's change scene now. Hey, afternoon, Rich. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just thought, might glue themselves to asphalt this time around. Not sure if they've made it this far. Maybe chat box is... Oh, hang on a second. I wonder if it's like flipped itself. Flip horizontal. Wonder if that's a reason why. Don't know why it would do this. Very odd. Getting all my chats in now before the race. Always good to see you, Sandy. Ha, no worries, Ed. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Petros, good to see you. I don't know why my chat isn't linking with... I've got a feeling it's not linking with YouTube. I don't know why that would be. Apologies, guys. Apologies. Just trying to get... Why is it not... This always happens after I link Twitch. I don't want Twitch. For the sprint shootout results would have qualified for the GP. No, used to be. Used to be. It's for... that's what I mean. The Saturday is kind of a little bit pointless now. But is it raining? Not yet, Leo. No. Haven't seen the forecast down here yet. Normally gives a percentage of, just before the race starts, it gives a percentage of what rain. It says rain no at the moment at the top right hand, top of your screen, but then who knows at Spa, eh? Who knows? Poxy chat, man. Honestly. Thanks, Matt. Do try my best, buddy. Right, where's the chat box? Here we go. Widgets. Widgets. Chat box, here we go. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't get chatbots to work. To do this every Sunday, as often as I can, to be honest. Oh, I've got a feeling it's because it's linked up to Twitch rather than the other way around, which is fucking annoying. Yeah, so Max is starting 6th because he has to take a 5-place grid drop penalty. Because of that, he's starting 6th place. But let's be honest, how long is it going to take him to get through the field? Unless he crashes into someone, picks up damage, he'll be 1st place after. I reckon he'll pick each of those off. I reckon by lap 10. By lap 10, he'll be up into P1. I need to turn my thing off there. He'll just wait for DRS. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he doesn't even need to pass with DRS. That's the thing. I think he'll pick up a couple of positions at the start. I reckon he'll pick up 2 positions on the 1st lap, and then it'll just be one after the other. So yeah, it could even be 5 laps. 5 laps, and then he's into P1. And always show messages. Yes, please. Yes! I've got it. Yeah, it's upside down. That might be why. What happened here? Nope. Flip horizontal. Bosh! There we go. Finally got chat on screen, guys. Finally got chat on screen. Worry over. I can now crack on with the actual stream. Apologies about that. Apologies. Normal service resumed. Right, so a little bit of rain might spice things up, so we'll keep an eye out on this little section here, guys, because just before the race starts, about 5 minutes before, it comes up with so it's not saying anything at the moment. It will come up with an update of what the prediction is percentage-wise of rain. So we'll see. But let's have a look at the tyre strategies for today, shall we? So, Pirelli Motorsport, guys. Here we are. Let's see if you can see that. Yes, you can. Right, so Pirelli are predicting a 2-stopper today. Spa obviously quite high load on the tyres. So, they're predicting pretty much everyone to start on the soft tyre. That's 3 out of the 4. And then 2 stoppers, either medium or medium to softs. The hard tyre may come into play, but the thing is, the track temperatures are quite cool here today. So I'd be surprised if anyone tries to do the hard tyre, because it will just be... I mean, I just don't think it's really the race tyre for this weekend. Not with how cool the track temps are. You're just not going to get any heat into them. Hey, Proton. I've done a few this weekend. One of them went really well, and the other 2 have gone shockingly bad. I'm going to try again this evening, so we'll see. It's interesting to see how Danny Rick's paced most of all. Yes. So Danny Rick is starting. I don't know where Danny Rick is starting, actually. Where's he starting? Let's minimise this. 19th. Oof. He had a good result in the sprint. So we'll see. We know ultimately Danny Rick's job is to beat Tsunoda. So while Tsunoda is up in 11th, if Danny Rick can beat Tsunoda today, that's another great performance for him. That's really his only job in this car between now and the end of the season. If he can do that with Tsunoda, who's been in this car, been in this team for 3 years, been in this car since the start of the year, if he can do that, then he's doing the job that's required of him personally. Hey Spud, good to see you. The tyre digging iRacing is extreme. Yes, it is. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, this isn't the F1 app. This is multi-viewer, so a bit different. So that's the strategies. Let's have a look at who's got what tyres left. So, well, quite clearly there. Everyone, because of the rain this weekend, a lot of people have a lot of brand new tyres. So quite evidently, I think the fact of it, there is only one brand new hard tyre available with Hamilton, Russell, with 2 Ferraris, 2 Mercedes and the 2 Red Bulls. Probably indicates soft tyre, a 2-stopper from them, with all the medium tyres they've got available and the soft tyres. Don't know why they would probably use the hard tyre. I think, yeah, looking at it, everyone's pretty much, apart from Stroll, who got done over by the by his crash, everyone's got pretty much a high amount of tyres available to use, and then these are the wet tyres. This is where it may come in a little bit different, but it seems like it's going to be a dry race. So once again, they've all got an extra set of inters, and then they've all got one brand new set of wet tyres available as well. So yeah, it's I don't think the actual tyre usage is going, or the amount of brand new tyres they've got this weekend, is going to be too much of an issue. It's more of the actual strategy in itself and whether we get rain or not and safety cars. So we'll see. You think it'll be a Red Bull 1-2? Yeah, so do I. So do I. Max's car is just in his hands. It's just ridiculous. Perez in the dry probably has the pace. The Mercedes of Hamilton with the low downforce setup seems to be quite strong. Don't expect George Russell to make up many positions. He's running the medium downforce wing this weekend, so that's why he's a bit slower than Lewis and why he struggled really with the setup. But Lewis, with the new parts, with the low downforce wing, he is looking quite racy, looking very racy. So expect Lewis to be fighting for best of the rest. And of course, we know how Piastri is as well. But Piastri is also running a bit of a medium downforce setup. He might be a bit of a sitting duck on the straights. So yeah, we'll see. Surprised by how weak the Williams have looked here so far. Yeah, you'd think so. They've been very quiet, haven't they? Sargent, Albon there. I mean, the two Alpines weren't great, were they, in qualifying? Obviously, Gasly had a good sprint race. Gasly's probably one to keep an eye out for, moving up the pack. The Astons don't look strong once again, so they could be under threat from Gasly. Risk of rain. There we go, guys. We've got the update. Risk of rain for F1 race is 40%, which I think at Spa is... What do we think? Do we think we're going to get rain? I think a dry to wet race and then maybe drying again could be very good. Could be very good, very interesting. Spa dries very quickly, but it depends how hard it rains at Spa. That's the problem with the visibility. But I think everyone would probably go to inters rather than wets anyway. So, hey Jam, good to see you, buddy. McLaren is actually quick. Yeah, they've made proper strides. Definitely. I think qualifying in the sprint race definitely shows 3 races in a row. That's not a fluke. That's pattern, and that clearly indicates that they've made good strides forward. So I was chatting to the guys at Missed Apex, and it seems that what they've been able to do compared to everyone else, similar to Red Bull, is they've been able to find a way to run the car very low with their upgrades and their current chassis. So they've got a good chassis, they've got a good base, and from that they've built around it, added the parts onto it, and they've been able to run the car very low, which of course in these the ground effect era is very important. Of course there's a limit to how low they can run them now. They can't run them all the way to the floor. That's been restricted. Oh my god, have you guys seen the national anthem? Who is this singing the national anthem? Antoine Deli. Just go on Twitter. Go on Twitter and have a quick look. Oh my god, I'm genuinely shocked. Who is this guy? The Belgian Prime Minister is standing there with a very big, trying to hold his laugh in. He's very much like... Matt, just have a quick look on Twitter. Just go onto Twitter and just type in Belgian national anthem. Someone would have screenshotted it and posted it already. Trust me. I might even do it myself, actually. He definitely looks happy. He definitely looks... George Russell's really trying to hold his laugh in. Oh, brilliant. I'll see if I can find if anyone's found it on Twitter. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. To be fair, he's got a bit of a voice on him. Much better than Damien Lewis at the Silverstone Grand Prix. Jesus, that sounded like a poor Elvis impression. Looked like a store brand Elton John. It did, didn't it, to be fair? It did. Oh, I can't find the Belgian Grand Prix. Surely it's trending. Have I got... Oh, I have got my keyboard plugged in. I thought I removed it. Oh, shit, come on. Surely there's a photo here. So that's what he was wearing. And then when he turns around, come on, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. That's who just performed the national anthem. I definitely see the Elton John comparison. Lip syncing? I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't really paying too much attention to the actual national anthem, to be honest. I was too busy looking at everyone's reactions. But I mean, I've never really paid too much attention to what the Belgian national anthem is, so I don't know what it sounds like. Did he sing it how it's supposed to sound like? Or did he try and put his own spin on it? Right. Let's have... I want to get back up when we're looking at those pit stops to be had. So, Spa... So, keep an eye out, guys, for laps 10 to 20 is when the pit window is. Laps 10 to 15 is when Pirelli are suggesting the pit window is for the soft tyre, and 14 to 20 for the medium tyre. Obviously, we're only a couple of minutes away, I think 5 minutes away, until we find out what tyres everyone's starting on. But it wouldn't surprise me, those guys at the front are starting on the soft tyres. They have a brand new set of softs to use, or a couple of brand new sets. So, don't see why they'd try the medium, especially when they know Max is right behind them. Elton's back. David. Right, yeah, but let me know in chat, guys. Who do you think... Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll run a poll. We're going to ignore Max, because let's be honest. We all know Max is going to win this race. He's supreme in this car. Who is going to be the best of the rest? Because even though Perez is in that Red Bull, quite evidently he struggled in that sprint race yesterday before the incident, before even the incident with Lewis. He was struggling anyway. So, who do we think? Excuse my spelling. Hamilton. Who else do we think? Do we think Piastri? And I'll tell you what, where's Carlos Sainz starting? Sainz is starting fourth, obviously we've got Leclerc. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do either a McLaren or we'll do a Ferrari. I don't think Ferrari actually looked too bad in the sprint. A lot of the talk was about Lewis and how good he was. Of course, Piastri. But Sainz was staying with him and was looking a bit feisty. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of Max and GP radio commentary during qualifying? Yeah, it was pretty interesting to see. Obviously, GP standing his own. Bigger Max to apologise after the race, though. Or after qualifying. He openly said, sorry to GP after it. Hey, Nuggets, good to see you, buddy. You look like Elton John and Sheeran had a baby. Got Lemon saying Max won't win. Ooh, you think he's not going to? I mean, are Red Bull going to win every single race this year? They seem like they are just don't even look like they're even going to have a mechanical fault, do they? So. Your shop Mert didn't protest Lewis Hamilton's penalty in the sprint. Yeah, I think probably because it's the sprint race, and they're not too fussed about it. I think if it was the main race, they might have protested it. So, yeah. Hey Emily, good to see you. Why does Max not just last to first every? He'd probably get more fun out of it. Oh, was it this time last year, Nuggets, was it? Wow. Yeah, I remember my first watch along I did was the Hungary good GP last year, which we've just gone past. So yeah, it's been a year of doing watch alongs. Of course, we had unfortunately a strike at the early half of the season, which caused me to miss a few races, to be honest. Out of just being cautious of not wanting to risk any further strikes. But yeah, no, I found that if that was the case, there's other ways to do things. But yeah. Okay, right. Let's just you obviously want to hear my opinion on Lewis yesterday, and I think I kind of stated it anyway on the community post. But I'll repeat myself. I think it was a very, very harsh penalty. I think it was racing. And I see what people are saying when they're going, well, it's understeer. It's understeer. He shouldn't have had the understeer. He shouldn't have gone up on the curb. Well, the stewards, in their actual reasoning, stated they acknowledged that Sergio gave little room to Lewis and could have left him more room, which is why Lewis went up on the curb and is why he got understeer. Now, what they've done is, by saying that, they've actually said that Lewis, in essence, should not have gone for the move. That's how I'm interpreting it. So they're insisting, well, even though Sergio went wide at the first Stavlo, which is turn 14, Lewis should have completely backed out of turn 15, even though he was more than alongside him. He was like, front wheels were alongside him into turn 15. And he shouldn't have even attempted that overtake, which is ridiculous in my opinion. We want to see racing. That's what I was suggesting. We want to see racing. We want to see those attempts. Now, those attempts don't always, they're not always successful. But Lewis, in those conditions, was put up onto the curb a bit unnecessarily. And because of that, received understeer because the track is wet. And what should be punished in the rules is the action, not what the consequence of the action is. This is what people are getting on about. They're going, well, Perez's race was done and dusted because of it. Shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter whatsoever. Was it a poor overtake? Was it a poor overtaking attempt? Was it a mistake by Lewis? Not really, no. It was a rate, and this is why we say this. Both drivers could have done more. There's circumstances that should come into it, and any other driver would have gone for that move and that opportunity with such a large opening. And the consequence is what has been punishable, not the actual action. Which is why it should be a racing incident. Do we want to see wheel-to-wheel racing? Because I do. I want to see drivers going for that. Now, of course, not every overtaking attempt is going to be clean cut, and sometimes they are punishable. But I think in that instance, taking all of the everything into all the information into account, I think that was a full-on racing incident. That's my opinion. So, hey Violet, good to see you. Did Sergio not have grip, or was it mechanical failure? So because of the understeer, what happened is Lewis. So Sergio did regain a bit more grip on the outside of the corner compared to Lewis, who went up on the curb. So when Lewis understeered, his front left tyre hit Sergio's side pod and left a hole in his side pod. So Sergio was struggling a little bit before that anyway. And then, obviously with a big gaping hole in the side pod, he just dropped all the way back through the pack, and they had to retire the car. That's Lewis. Lewis' signature move to take... No, it's not, is it really? What, Lewis can't do wheel to wheel? I would definitely disagree with that. If you think Lewis can't do wheel to wheel, then you've only been watching F1 for the last year, and you probably didn't tune into 2021 whatsoever. Not a Lewis fan, but he got the raw end of the deal. I think so as well. And look, I am a Lewis fan. I openly admit I am a Lewis fan. I've got a bloody Lewis Hamilton helmet here. But I have been critical of Lewis in the past, of when he's made a mistake. I am critical of Mercedes. I'm critical of all drivers. There's certain drivers that I think I'm not particularly overly a fan of, but like Verstappen is an example. But I'll openly admit when he's done a great overtake and when he's been performing really well, he does things cleanly, and that's how it should be. And that's probably a reason why I won't get an opportunity on Sky. Because I'm open with my opinions. Well, this is it, Jam, is that they're deciding incidents on the outcome, not on the actual move itself. The fact if someone flies off into the wall, and like, because sometimes you could have the same thing happen, right, and two different outcomes could happen. There could be no damage whatsoever, and then another time it could be that there's more damage. Well, it should be the same punishment or the same non-consequence for both, regardless of what the outcome of that is. But that's not the case, unfortunately. But anyway, enough of that. Let's concentrate on this race, guys, because we have obviously the formation lap underway, and we have the tyre blankets off, and we can see exactly what everyone is running. So, interesting that Norris, Russell, Alonso, Stroll, and Tsunoda are running medium tyres. And Piastri is also running medium tyres. So both of the McLarens going for the medium strap, which is the one stopper, which indicates that they might be going for the one stopper, or they might be going two stop, which is medium soft. But obviously they want to go long and maybe get some clean air once everyone in front inevitably stops in front of them. Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton, Sainz and Verstappen starting on the soft tyre, as to be expected. So nice to see some teams splitting strategy here, particularly the Mercedes. The Ferraris aren't splitting strategy. They're going for the soft compound tyre. Could be interested with Russell on the medium tyre, going long. Gasly and the rest of the field is on softs, and then Hulkenberg is on medium, starting from the pit lane. So yeah, going to be interesting race, guys, I think. Racetrack should be wider to give every a chance of getting ahead. Most of the time we're watching a trainer car some 10 seconds behind the car in front. Some tracks, yes, I think the cars have outgrown them. But ultimately, it's the regulations. Some of the changes they've made, slightly raising the floor height to avoid any porpoising, has affected, unfortunately, the dirty air that comes off the cars. So they're not able to run as close as they were last year. But it has eliminated porpoising, pretty much. It's... I don't know. Been watching since 2000. Check how Kimi used to drive. Well, yeah. Lewis has become too entitled. I don't think he has become too entitled. I don't think he's become entitled. Am I a Brit? I am indeed. I can tell by the accent. Me being a Brit has got nothing to do with my opinions. I do support the Brits, but I've been critical of Norris, of Russell, of Hamilton in the past. I want to see good racing in the day. I want to see racing. I want to see cars go side by side and get that buzz. If we're going to be robbed of that and guys are going to be punished when they go wheel to wheel. Right, here we go, guys. Race is about to begin. Let's concentrate on this race. They are lined up. There will be lights out and it is away we go. They are off down the run into turn 1, into La Source. Has there been any movement? It seems to be that Leclerc has got a good start, but turn 1 isn't where it's at. And oh no, it seems that Perez, has he got ahead of Leclerc there? No, he probably tried round the outside, but now it is the run down through Eau Rouge. If we've seen Bottas and Ocon lose positions, Bottas a big loser there, and Stroll a couple of positions at the start, and it seems to be Piastri has lost 8 positions there. Has he made contact? I think so. He is going considerably slow. He is now down to the back of the grid. What has happened to Piastri? Oh no! As the run down to T5, Perez is ahead of Leclerc as to be expected, and Verstappen has also made 2 positions up into P4. Just watching the restart here, and it seems to be that Piastri has got front wing damage. Piastri has got severe front wing damage and had to pull back. Has he got any further damage? Oh my god, that was an absolute shit show through Eau Rouge. My god. Oh my god, that Piastri slowed through Eau Rouge, and how someone didn't ram into the back of him, I don't know. But anyway, Verstappen already over the back of Hamilton there, up into P4. Sainz is down a position to P5. Big winner is Alonso and Tsunoda and Albon up 5 positions. Russell has had that a mistake and is down into P11. Maybe that was Piastri holding him up there. Piastri has got damage, but he's trying to bring the car back. He did seem like he only had front wing damage, but I think he might have a puncture. We will see. He might have a puncture, or he might have some suspension damage. We will see if he can make it back. But of course, a very long lap here. So Perez is currently leading from Leclerc to Hamilton, to Verstappen in 4th, Sainz 5th, Alonso 6th, Norris 7th. Tsunoda 8th, Stroll 9th, Albon 10th, Russell 11th, Bottas for 12th, Ocon 13th, Zhou 14th, Sargent 15th, Gasly 16th, Hulkenberg up 3 positions, starting from the pit lane in 17th, 18th, Magnussen, and Danny Rick is holding position in 19th position. So Perez pulling out a bit of a gap now on the Leclerc, 1.1 seconds. Let's see with Verstappen, no DRS activated yet, but in that rocket ship of a Red Bull, is he able to get past Hamilton down the Kemmel Straight? Hamilton does have the tow from Leclerc though. This might be able to help him fend him off until we get DRS next lap around. Piastri still trudging his way back. He is going to get lapped here and caught by the field. Surely he has to pull the car off. Surely he's going to be more than a lap down. Carlos Sainz does have damage, which is why he is holding up the pack of Alonso all aboard the Sainz train at the moment, it seems. And Piastri has pulled over. Yes, to be expected. He's been told to pull over the car. Has he been able to do it in a safe place, though? There's a double yellow in Sector 14 and a yellow in 13. Has he pulled it off into an escape road there? I'm not sure if there's one there, you know. I'm not sure if there's one there. They're about to get past him. Let's see. It seems to be that everyone's okay. Or he's just pulled over. It seemed to be that there was a note there just a second that said trainer cars coming through to Piastri. Suggest that you pull over and let them past. So maybe he's going to get going again once they go past, unless he's been told to specifically park it. But Verstappen through Blanchimont now, all over the back of Hamilton. What might help Hamilton here is that, no, Piastri has pulled off into an escape road. So that should be okay. I don't think they're going to give us a virtual safety car for that. And we'll see. It might be a VSC, you know. Might be a VSC. Well, DRS is now activated, guys. So Leclerc is going to be under attack by Hamilton and Verstappen. Tell you what, could see a double overtake here from Verstappen. We know how quick he is. Going to be DRS open. And I'm sure Verstappen will get Hamilton. Of course, Hamilton running the new low downforce wing from Mercedes and the new upgrades. But that Red Bull is still supreme. And not able to get ahead of Lewis that time around. So Lewis getting the DRS and being tucked up behind Leclerc did help there. But what's interesting is that Leclerc stayed ahead of both the Mercedes and the Red Bull with no DRS. Interesting there, guys. Perez's start was crazy dangerous here. He did come straight over. I mean, I've seen so many starts on iRacing this week, guys, at Spa that I was half expecting to see half the field crash at the first corner. So Carlos Sainz wedged in between Piastri and Lewis Hamilton at the start into T1, basically squeezed Piastri up against the wall, and I think Piastri has got front wing damage and probably a drivetrain issue as well, or drive shaft issue. So here we go again. Verstappen tucked up behind Hamilton as they head through Blanchimont. Perez pulling out a 2.2 second gap on Leclerc now, and will Verstappen have a go at Hamilton into the bus stop? There is a potential here because obviously he didn't get past him last time, but Verstappen, we've known, has played the long game. He knows he's got the car underneath him in recent races, so we have seen a more patient Max, knowing that he can just bide his time and pick guys off when he sees fit. He is definitely tucked up behind him now, and Lewis 0.8 seconds behind Leclerc as they head through turn 1. He'll obviously get DRS, but I don't think that's close enough for him to get past Leclerc into T5. Obviously, at the end of the Kemmel Straight, Leclerc. The problem is Hamilton, he can't necessarily go for a lunge on Leclerc because it means that it will open the gap for Verstappen to just drive through. So here we go. End of the Kemmel Straight. Leclerc did gain on Perez out of T1 there on the run down to T5. So maybe he's still getting a tow even from 2 seconds back. And they hold station as they head through Leclerc. And Alonso is getting past Carlos, the damaged Carlos Sainz, down into T5. Alonso now the head of that train. 4 positions gained at the start of this race on the medium tyre. Keep an eye out for that Aston Martin, guys. Keep an eye out because everyone else behind, apart from well, I say everyone else, Norris, Stroll, Russell, are on the mediums, but Alonso is at the front of that train on the medium tyre. Going to go longer than those soft runners. Could be an interesting strategy for them. Did Sargent get a good start? It seems it, yeah. 5 places gained at the moment, so it was a straightforward DRS overtake for Alonso on Carlos Sainz. I think Carlos Sainz just trying to see if he's got the damage. Doesn't look like the front wing is damaged, or the front wing end plates. I reckon he might have floor damage, which is why he is just losing downforce and speed. That's probably why. So, as you can see now, Sainz under attack from Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda all over the back of Sainz. Is he going to be patient and just wait for that DRS? Obviously, DRS game's kind of in effect here. Lap 1, turn 1 reviewed. No further investigation for the Sainz and Piastri incident. So they see it as just being a kind of a bit more caution on the start. But Gasly down 4 positions there at the back. But let's keep an eye on the front 3 again. So Perez 2 seconds ahead of Leclerc. They seem to get a better exit through turn 1. Hamilton 0.8 seconds, 0.9 pretty much behind Leclerc with DRS open, and Verstappen. And no one making a move here at the moment. The front 4 just staying with each other, being patient and just trying to pull away from that pack behind, build up a gap. Spa is a very long race. Strategy does come into it. The tyres as well. Let's see. No moves down into T8. So yeah, at the moment, they're all being quite smart, not wanting to kind of go too wide and lose any unnecessary time to Perez up front. This will be probably holding station unless Max really gets a run on Hamilton and can overtake him before they get down to T5, Leclerc. I think they're pretty much going to hold station until the first round of pit stops. So Tsunoda has got past Sainz that time around, and now Albon is all over the back of Carlos Sainz. Might be a retirement here for Carlos Sainz. If he falls outside the points, they're going to have to probably pit him early because he is getting absolutely swamped. As Lance Stroll also got past George Russell. George struggling there with the mid-downforce setup. He is going to be strong through the middle sector, but slow on the main straights. And Max all over the back of Hamilton again as they head into the bus stop chicane. But look at that train behind Carlos Sainz. Woo! Choo-choo! Got here late, Piastri out. Did he start on qualifying fuel? Not quite, no. No, he got wedged into the wall at T1. He was Carlos Sainz was sandwiched in between him and Lewis Hamilton, and just didn't have nowhere to go. So Albon has got past Sainz before they even got to the bus stop chicane. Norris now into the pits, coming off of those medium tyres, unless he's got damage. A few guys coming in here to get into clean air, it seems, trying to do the undercut on that train. So Norris, Magnussen and Ricciardo coming in early. Lando Norris obviously getting stuck. And Max Verstappen has got ahead of Lewis down the Kemmel Straight into T5. So it must have been a pretty easy overtake for Max to make that move. And obviously Lewis will try and stay behind Max for as long as he can. And then use that hopefully as an opportunity to get upon Leclerc. Overall, Max isn't Lewis's race. It isn't Leclerc's race. They might hope that Max and Sergio fight. Will Red Bull even allow that to happen? I don't know. We'll see. But Sainz was able to hold off Lance Stroll that time around. And yeah, pretty much an easy overtake from Max into Leclerc there. And Norris, Magnussen and Ricciardo are at the back of the pack here. Norris going on to the hard tyre. Oh, okay. So this will be interesting. Keep an eye out on Norris. Keep an eye out on his lap times. Everyone at the moment on the softs lapping around. So the medium tyres are lapping around 53s, mid 53s. Let's see what the hard tyre can do. Are they insisting? Are they kind of trying to do the one stop? 39 laps on a set of hard tyres? Surely not, McLaren. Surely not. Ferrari very, very quick on the straights. Yeah, they're not too bad at the moment. Leclerc seems to be holding his own, although Max did set the fastest lap. DRS assisted a 52.1 last time around. Leclerc, he's lost the toe of Perez now. Now, this is key. Keep an eye out on that gap. Max does not have DRS here. He's 1.0 seconds behind Leclerc. Keep an eye on that interval and see how quickly that comes down by the end of the straight. Let's see if he's making any of a gain. No, I tell you what. Yeah, you're right. That Ferrari, maybe there was a bit of difference in battery usage there, but that Ferrari seems to have some good straight line pace. Is there an opportunity of a genuine Leclerc podium today? Hopefully. Still expect Max to get past him at some point, but I was expecting to see that drop down about 3 temps in that draft from Verstappen to Leclerc, even without DRS. Hamilton's starting to drop back a little bit from Verstappen there, as you can see. Is he starting to suffer on those soft compound tyres? But Ocon has now made a pit stop as well. And look at that train at the back that has formed. So Magnussen on the soft compound tyre, medium compound tyre compared to Norris on the hard has got ahead. And at the moment, it is Magnussen to Norris, Ocon and Ricciardo and Bottas at the back. So we're seeing those guys trying to form a bit of an undercut. Is anyone else going to respond this time around? I wonder if maybe Sargent might come in and pit to get ahead of Sainz, because before you know it, they're going to be on the back of that train again. Did Piastri get taken out? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he got wedged into the wall at T1. So Hamilton is into the pits already. No, I thought, he was just very slow out of the bus stop there, it seems. Or the track map was slightly delayed. But Verstappen, 7 temps behind Leclerc now. Watch this, guys. DRS open. Can he overtake Leclerc from 0.8 back? Let's see. Albon into the pits. Carlos Sainz into the pits as well. Here comes Verstappen. DRS open. And he gets 0.4 behind. 0.5 behind. So that Ferrari is, pretty quick in a straight line. But it's suffering in the middle sector. It's losing time in the middle sector. So Albon is going to come out in the middle of this pack as Magnussen sets the fastest lap of the race of 51.5. And Albon slots in behind Norris and Ocon there, just ahead of Ricciardo. Sainz losing lots of positions there due to the undercut. Wow, look how many positions Sainz has lost. He is almost last. 18th position, guys. Oof. Always not a good day at the office for Sainz. Obviously suffering with damage. They're sending him back out. I'm trying to see on TV. He's definitely not got front wing damage. We'll see. I reckon we'll see Sainz probably retire from this race. They're probably going to send him out and see if he does any good on a brand new set of tyres. But Verstappen, all over the back of Leclerc here now. He just needs to be patient, which I suppose he will be. And then he will get the toe and the DRS and an easy overtake down into turn 5, Lake Combe. Did Norris get damaged? I think so. I think he got a little bit of a tap from Stroll from behind, so he may have a bit of damage. He's gone onto the hard compound tyre, the only guy on the hard compound tyre at the moment. He's set at 53. But if you look at that compared to Magnussen and Ricciardo even, he is 7 tenths to over a second slower than the guys on the medium tyres at the moment. So I wonder if McLaren are really going outside the box here and trying to do a one-stop. Potential rain on the radar, 20 minutes away. Not very strong, though. Nothing like yesterday. Mercedes are reporting to Lewis. So Sargent now coming into pit lane as well, making his pit stop. He's missed the boat here, is he? I think Sargent's missed the boat here, to be honest. He's gone on just a little bit too long. So the undercut seems to have worked for those guys, pretty much. Magnussen, Albon all over the back of Magnussen now as well, with Ocon tight behind. And Verstappen has got ahead of Leclerc there, as you can see, guys, as I was looking further back down the grid. So, as we predicted, Max easy pass on Leclerc and now chasing down his teammate. Oof, that is, looking at my fake watch, 9 laps. 9 laps and he's in second place. So, not quite going to be in P1 after the 10 laps, what I predicted, but close. Close. Where's the missus? She's up there. Good to see you, Elliot. Nice to see you. And everyone else who is in the stream, welcome everyone. If you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. We'll be back here after the summer break. This is the last race for 3 weeks before we head to Zandvoort. If you can hit the like button as well, it helps push the stream forward in front of, obviously, new viewers and just helps the channel grow. But yeah, good to see everyone here. Just under 400 of you. It's good to see, obviously, these watch-alongs keep progressing and see some regular faces. So thanks, guys. Right, let's take stock of the race, shall we? There's a lot that's happened there. So Hamilton still staying out on those set of soft tyres, but he is struggling. Hamilton's struggling. He's now into the 53s as well as Leclerc. Perez at the moment 52.4 last time around without DRS. Verstappen with DRS with Leclerc and the toe was a 51.8. So Leclerc still just got the toe from Verstappen as he heads down the Kemmel Straight there. Hamilton dropping back a little bit. Maybe Hamilton's dropping back to look after his tyres a little bit longer. Who knows? Alonso doing really well in 4th place. Both the Astons are. But Russell is up behind him now. So let's see if Russell can get close to Stroll as they get into T5. He seems to be a little bit too far back, I think. It looks like it seems to be you need to be around 6 tenths to 5 tenths back to be able to have an opportunity to go side by side into turn 5. Gasly up 4 places into 8th at the moment, which we said keep an eye out on him with his strong performance yesterday in the sprint. Hulkenberg doing really well, yet to pit on the medium tyres, started from the pit lane, up 11 places in 9th. Of course, when he pits, he will come behind that train, who are gaining quite fast as it seems. Albon now ahead of Tsunoda into P10. Who is it earlier said about the Red Bulls? Who said about the Red Bulls? Sorry, not the Red Bulls, the Williams. Yeah, Albon doing a great job here. Does like Spa. Could be an opportunity for points today for the Williams, especially in Albon's car. Sargent as well on a brand new set of mediums at the back of the pack, setting the fastest first sector. And Verstappen, let's see what lap time he did last time around. 52.4, so 3 tenths quicker than his teammate Perez, 52.7. Leclerc and Hamilton in the 53s. So those Red Bulls quite comfortably, as expected, the fastest car on track, as Alonso is into the pits. Alonso into the pits. 10 laps completed on those medium tyres. So this is early, guys. This is a lot earlier than Pirelli were even predicting the medium tyre to be pitted. Maybe that's because of the data of the cars behind, trying to cover off the undercut, or even maybe trying to do the undercut on the guys ahead. They've seen that it's quite a powerful tool, and he's gone on to the hard tyre. Surely they're not predicting that the hard tyre can go to the end of this race. Surely. I mean, even Pirelli weren't suggesting it could go that long. Pirelli suggested the one stopper was lap 12 to 18 and then the hard tyre. So they're predicting the hard tyre could go, well, yeah, basically 34 laps now. So they're going for the one-stop strategy. I'm really surprised people are taking that on. I'm quite surprised. Hey, Ambo, good to see you. Red Bull running away, the race is boring now. Hopefully Perez can put up a fight. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The gap between Max and Verstappen is 2.7 seconds. So we'll see from there. Hoping for rain in 20. Yeah, I mean, rain would spice this race up a bit, wouldn't it? It would do. I think it's the only way you're going to see a non-Red Bull win is if rain unpredictably comes down, or if there's like a downpour of rain and someone gets the run, or does a good pit stop or something. I don't know, and there's a mistake. Who knows? Who knows? But Hulkenberg under attack from Alonso now, who's on the hard compound tyre. Is Alonso going to brave it round Blanchimont? No, he's holding station, but will he be patient, or will he send it into the bus stop? Let's see. He's being patient. He's being patient on the brand new set of hard tyres. Get the use of the DRS. Maybe overtake into turn one. He might do, or he might just be patient in general and just get the overtake all the way down into turn 5. But it's nice to see the front 4 are only 4 seconds. So Hamilton's only 4 seconds back from Perez, and we're 12 laps into this race. In previous races, guys, they would have been, I mean, Hamilton would have been like 10 seconds back by now. So he is seeming to struggle a lot more on those soft compound tyres. They're coming to the end of their life, it seems. 54 last time around compared to Leclerc's 53.2. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see the Mercedes come into the... We'll see if the Mercedes comes into the pit lane this time around to cover off Alonso, because Alonso is now ahead of Hulkenberg. Or maybe they're going to hang it out, and because they're expecting the rain to turn up. We'll see. Verstappen 2.5 seconds behind Perez. Russell close behind Stroll there. But look at that train at the back as Alonso is ahead of it. Hulkenberg yet to pit. Ahead of Tsunoda, ahead of Albon, Ocon. And then you got Magnussen again. So there's like two Haas trains holding up at the moment, it seems, or forming. What happened to Sainz? So at the start of the race into turn 1, he chucked his car pretty much down the middle of Lewis, in between Lewis and Piastri, and Hamilton into the pits as we just suggested. You could see that with the lap times; those tyres were gone. He needs to cover off Alonso, maybe get the benefit of an undercut and close that gap up on Leclerc. Interesting to see if he goes onto the hard compound tyre here, or if he goes onto the medium. I reckon he'll go onto the medium, especially if they're predicting rain. Let's see. Yeah, he's onto the medium. Is he able to stay ahead of Stroll? He's going to be under attack from Stroll as they run down to Eau Rouge here, guys. Keep an eye on this, because I think Stroll is going to get DRS. As you come out of the pit lane, the DRS activation is slightly out of turn 1. So I think Hamilton's going to have to defend hard here from the Aston Martin. Stroll could get ahead of him, and this could cause a bit of issue for Hamilton. He's closing, and Stroll just backs up as they head into turn 5. Ooh, that was important for Hamilton there on a fresh set of tyres. If he got stuck behind Stroll for a lap or so, he wouldn't have been able to make this potential undercut work on Leclerc, or at least close up that gap. Oh, squeaky bum time there for Hamilton. When do I think silly season will start? straight after this race. Remember last season when Alonso pretty much announced after Hungary, like the next day, that he was leaving Aston Martin for Alpine? Like, it starts instantly. I think silly season's already started. It's already started with Alpine announcing they're just getting rid of everyone on Friday or Saturday. So Lewis can help Russell or just go. He's not thinking about Russell. He's got the pace on Russell this weekend. Lewis, Perez and Leclerc responding to Lewis there. They know the undercut is powerful here. So Verstappen now into complete clean air. Let's see what Verstappen could do on this in-lap. Has he? What was he? 2.5 seconds behind. He was over 2 seconds behind Perez there. Let's see if he can make up that amount of time in a lap. Don't think he will, but Hamilton and Leclerc, he's closed the gap, I think, a little bit. So Hamilton here, is he able to make those tyres that are one lap hotter than Leclerc? Can he make it matter through this middle sector? This is where you're going to see Hamilton, this undercut, potentially work and close up the gap. Important for him that he gets into the DRS. So can he make up a second in this middle sector while Leclerc's tyres need to fire up? So Russell's struggling to get past Stroll at the moment. Maybe he's been informed that actually it's okay, but this is allowing Gasly to close up the gap. He is nearly within that DRS as well. This is also helping Gasly probably with his soft tyres, just able to do maybe a little bit of lift and coast as he gets the toe from those two in front. But Alonso nearly onto the back of Gasly, and well, Alonso doing really well on those medium tyres. 52.4s last time around. How's Lando getting on those hard tyres? 54.1. So, oh, sorry. I thought Alonso went onto the hard tyre. That was a glitch with the data there. Lando's struggling on those hard tyres, man. He's either got damage or those hard tyres just aren't performing. So, Lewis Verstappen in the pit box. Let's see how close he is going to come out ahead of Perez. Is he going to get ahead of Perez here? He's already trudging his way down the pit lane, and I think this is quite comfortable for Perez. But has he made up and closed that gap, guys? Has he closed it at all? Hamilton with the fastest lap of the race at 51.5 last time around, but actually losing time to Leclerc. 2.5 seconds behind Leclerc now, where he was only 2 seconds back at the end of the Kemmel Straight. So that gap has maintained between Perez and Verstappen there, which is quite interesting. Do I think Aston Martin has lost pace? Overall, probably, yeah. The development hasn't been as progressive as the other teams. They've definitely pulled away, as you can see, from McLaren and even Ferrari and Mercedes. I mean, this seems to be a good race for them at the moment, but I think they've benefited from the McLaren struggling and Sainz also having quite a lot of damage. That's a bit of a false pretense for them at the moment in this race. But they're holding up George Russell. And Alonso has just set a 51.8 this time around. So, yeah, they're definitely on for a good set of points today if they are able to keep it out on track. 7 minutes time, guys. Or less than 7 minutes time, we are going to have rain. Lando has damage. Yeah, I think he got tagged behind. He got tagged from behind by Lance Stroll into the bus stop chicane. So he's probably got some. Diffuser damage. But wow, look at that, guys! In the top of your screen, Verstappen 1 second quicker than Perez in the middle sector that time around. Oh my God, he is 1.2 seconds behind Perez at the moment. And he was free. He's just made up 1.3 seconds that lap, and he now is in DRS of Checo. Wow. What an outlap. What an outlap from Verstappen. That Red Bull is just, they don't need time to switch on those tyres. They are on it straight out of the pit box, guys. It is an unbelievable car. Unbelievable car. So Leclerc a 51.8 and Hamilton a 52.1. That Ferrari looking good today between Leclerc and Hamilton. I'm intrigued to see how that fight pans out throughout the rest of this race, because I think Verstappen under half a second from Perez now. This is a foregone conclusion, isn't it? Do I think Piastri has more potential than Norris? I think they both have equally the same amount of potential. I think they're both really big talents. And look, this is the first time Norris has had a car that is like high performing, let's say, able to consistently get podiums. Until you see guys with a car like that, it's difficult to say whether they have that or not, whether they have that potential. Obviously, Piastri's fortunate that his decision to not go to Alpine has paid off, because McLaren are very strong. And they're going to be for the rest of the season, and hopefully going into next season as well. And Piastri's always been a hot talent. That's why lots of teams wanted him. So Sainz now dead last. Oh, F in the chat for Ferrari, guys. F in the chat for Ferrari. Wow. Sainz being super aggressive at the start of the race has not paid off for him, because he is at the back. And it wouldn't surprise me if you see him retire the car now. I mean, surely you got to bring it in. Surely you got to bring it in. Just focus on Leclerc. Ferrari struggle enough with two cars. Come on, let me focus on just Leclerc. So Verstappen, here we go, guys. Just wait for it. He's got the move almost done before they've even headed to Eau Rouge. He was nearly a second quicker that last lap of 50.6 compared to Perez's 51.4. It's done before they're even halfway down the Kemmel Straight, guys. Oh! Verstappen had an opportunity to check his text messages as he was going past Perez there. That's how early he got that move done. And send a few replies as well. Jesus. What is it between Max and Perez that there is such a big difference there from two individuals that are arguably should be in the same car? Max, of course, is supreme, but should he be that much more supreme than Checo? Well, I think it just... Unfortunately, guys, whether you like Checo or not, I think Checo has probably been proven to be probably just a midfield driver. Be interested to see if Danny Ricciardo gets into that. Max could win every single race between now... Well, has he won the last 5 races? Is it 5 or 6 races he's won now, the last? I mean, you know, he broke... So Russell's ahead of Stroll now, by the way, guys. He broke the most amount of wins last year, didn't he, from any individual driver? Well, he could quite arguably do that again this year. Imagine doing that 2 years in a row. Max has just... Well, yeah. Yeah. I must say, Piastri, you all laughed at me. I must say you aren't laughing now. Yeah. I'm surprised Ferrari are still keeping Sainz out there. I don't know what they're gaining from this. Maybe they think the rain might be able to give them an opportunity, but I mean, he just did a 57.5 last time around, Sainz. Retire the poxy car, Ferrari. Do yourself a favour, please. So 50.1, 2 seconds faster than Perez last time around. What? What? 2 seconds faster. Yeah, Norris into the pits, off of those hard tyres. Are they retiring the car? Are McLaren retiring the car, saving the engine? This could be a possibility here. I think it could be a double DNF for the McLarens. No, they aren't sending Norris back out there, maybe just to gather some data. Why did they put him onto the hard tyre? The only thing I can think of is that they thought they wanted to gather some data. This is just a testing session for McLaren now, guys. Maybe that's the case for Ferrari as well. We'll see. But rain is only... And the anoraks are out. The anoraks and the rain jackets are out, guys. The rain is here. Let's see how long it takes and how effective this is. But the anoraks are out. It's the only thing that's really going to spice up this race now, I think, anyway. So it seems like it's already kind of fizzling out. Although, the thing is with Mercedes, so this is why I'm still interested in Lewis versus Leclerc, is that the Mercedes does seem to come alive on low fuel. It becomes a much better race car towards the end of the race in the final stint than it is on high fuel. So if Hamilton is able to stay within, I reckon if Hamilton can stay within probably 7 seconds of Leclerc, I think he's got an opportunity to attack him in the last stint on lower fuel, whether if it's in the rain or if it's dry. But Perez now 2.5 seconds behind Verstappen at 52.2 compared to Verstappen's 51.6. So in clean air, Verstappen is 6 tenths faster than his teammate and half a second faster than Leclerc. Wow, that is quite something, guys. Quite something, guys. If you can hit that like button, it'd be much appreciated. 60 likes and over 600 of you in the stream. Come on, even half of you, hit the thumbs up button. Come on, you can do it. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Much appreciated. We are going to do more of these watch-alongs. Of course, 3-week break coming up. Silly season starts. So keep an eye on your Twitter feed, of course, with no doubt some driver changes or some personnel changes. Rain will last around 10 minutes is what the Ferrari team are reporting, which means that because it's come from Ferrari, it's more likely to last double as long as that. Don't trust anything Ferrari says. But yes, Verstappen quite evidently a lot faster than Perez. Leclerc, so what did Max do this time around? A 51.9, Perez a 53.5. Wow, Perez just not able to cope with Max's speed or that car by the looks of it, because Leclerc did a 52.8 and Hamilton did a 52.9. So he's still comfortably quicker than Leclerc and Hamilton, but Max, of course, in a league of his own as he has been all season. Alonso is 5th place, 53.3. Russell at 54.2. Really surprised Gasly's going long on that soft tyre. Obviously waiting for the rain. He's got Stroll over the back of him now and Tsunoda. Gasly holding out for this rain as well as George Russell. No point coming into the pit lane now if rain is due to come in a couple of minutes' time. Yes, sorry, it's Anvil in 3 weeks' time. Yes, that's what I meant to say before I got distracted. Norris going to love those fresh softs in the rain, yeah. Norris a 51.7 this time around. Actually quicker than Max, but Max, of course, on the medium compound tyre, so it's slightly harder. But they don't know yet whether... They don't know how, obviously, hard the rain is going to be. So we will see. So Ocon ahead. So let's take stock of the race, guys. Of course, Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc and Hamilton. Alonso chasing those lot down. Russell is 6th place, ahead of Gasly there on a soft compound tyre, who, of course, he's more than overdue a pit stop. But just waiting for that rain. Tsunoda doing really well in 8th place. Good job from him. Stroll, obviously close behind. Then we have Ocon being chased by Albon, who seems to have a really strong car here. Albon seems to have a really strong car. He could make his way up this grid, you know. Magnussen holding up Ricciardo at the moment, it seems. Ricciardo in 13th position, up 6 places. That's a good result so far for him. Bottas 14th, Zhou 15th, Hulkenberg 16th, Sargent 17th, and then Norris and Sainz with those damaged cars at the back of the pack. Sainz, what are Ferrari doing? Sainz is 2 seconds a lap slower than everyone else. Everyone else. Why have they still got that car out there? I don't know. Like, logic, Ferrari, please. Logic. Oh, I forgot to end the poll. You all cheated. You all cheated and went Perez after you saw the start of the race. Now he's like solidly in 2nd. Over 700 of you in here, guys. welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the stream. If you are, please hit the like button. So Stroll, not able to last any longer, coming out on the soft compound tyre. And then anyone else coming to the pits? No. So Stroll, they wanted him to get out. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they think the rain isn't going to be as long. We will see. That could be a masterstroke from the Aston Martin there. People holding out for the rain, especially Russell and Gasly. This could allow them to do a severe undercut on those two. Yeah, Max has got this race solidified now. He's 4 seconds ahead of his teammate. Make the tyres last. Don't do anything silly. Bosh. He'll be watching Twitch right now on his dashboard. Well, I say that. He nearly lost it for Eau Rouge. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh, that could have been a biggie. He went down into Eau Rouge, and as he went up to the right, he had a big snap of oversteer. Whew. May have a little bit of poo in his pants after that. Normally there is, George, but this is one of the longest circuits on the calendar. It might even be the longest. So because of the length of it and how long it takes to do a lap, it's a shorter amount of laps. So it's still the same amount of time to complete a race, pretty much around an hour and 20, an hour and a half. But it's a less amount of laps because the lap is longer. What happened to Stroll? He pitted. So he was... I think Aston Martin don't think the rain is going to be strong enough for it to go to intermediate tyres. So they decided to pit him onto a set of soft tyres and stick to a strategy. So, yeah, let's have a look. Norris is catching Sargent now on a set of soft tyres. Is he going to get Sargent as he heads down into T5? No, he's actually losing... Well, he actually didn't have DRS open there, I don't think. So he was actually losing in the toe of Sargent there, it seems. So yeah, definitely down on top speed. That McLaren, real shame for them this weekend because they've looked strong. They have looked strong. What happened to Piastri? So yeah, anyone who is missed the start of the race. So Piastri basically made there was a lot of moving about from side to side from drivers at the start, as there kind of normally is at Spa. And Piastri was on the inside. Lewis Hamilton was on the outside, and there was a gap, quite a bit of a gap in between them. And Sainz was went into the middle of that. And what happened is Sainz got a bit spooked by Lewis on the outside and just closed the gap on Oscar into T1, and Oscar basically hit the wall on the inside, and he and Russell's in the pits now as well, and he suffered front wing damage and I think drive shaft damage as well. So yeah, that's why he had to retire the car. But it was just a lap one, turn one incident is what they labelled it as. So no penalties were dished out. Right, so Lando did get round Sargent. Ricciardo's in the pits as well, so moving back down. Only 2 positions gained where he currently stands. Russell coming out onto a set of softs, so most likely going to go to a medium soft tyre if there's no rain. And it is raining, guys. It is raining in the pit lane, and quite a bit in the pit lane as George Russell came to pit. So is that going to come down any harder? That is going to be an interesting factor. Turn 1, probably the wettest right now, Carlos Sainz reporting. Of course, this is a very long circuit, so it could be that almost turn 1 becomes an absolute flood and the rest of the circuit is absolutely fine. That is the nature of Spa with its incline, decline, and just with how large of a circuit it is. So, Perez falling back from Verstappen, 5.5 seconds now. Leclerc, 7 seconds behind Perez. Hamilton staying within Leclerc. He's made up a... Look at them. Look at Leclerc and Hamilton's last lap. Exactly the same. 499, 499. This time around, Lewis turning up the heat. 52.2 compared to Leclerc's 53.5. Lewis on the charge. Maybe he's saved his tyres long enough, but he's now thinking of a move on Leclerc. That is 1.3 seconds faster last time around. That is a bit of a change there. 2.3 seconds behind Leclerc now. Keep an eye on that interval. Tsunoda ahead of that train, getting past Gasly, who is on 22 old soft tyres. Has he come into the pit lane yet? He has. He is in the pit lane, as well as Albon. Intrigued that Albon's coming into the pit lane as well, because he's only taken those medium tyres 16 laps in the middle stint. Is he going to go onto the hard tyre to the end? 21 laps? Or is he going to go into the softs? Surely he's going to go into the softs, isn't he? Max is just a better driver. Yeah. Yeah. It's quite evident to see. Leclerc could be saving his tyres, possibly. Yeah, possibly. Or he may have made a mistake last time around. I don't know. That definitely seemed like Hamilton's turned on the heat that last lap, because that was a quicker lap than Max even, and nearly a second quicker than Perez. Or it was a second quicker than Perez. Alonso's having a bit of a lonely race, isn't he? Down in 5th place, 4 positions gained. Tell you what, Tsunoda's having a great race, by the way. 6th place at the moment, pulling away from Ocon. He's doing really well. No, glad to hear it, Benny. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button, mate. Hit the like button. Anyone else who likes the stream, hit the like button. We've got 800, over nearly 900 of you in here, and only 87 likes. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. And subscribe if you haven't already, because we'll be back in 3 weeks' time for Zandvoort, that's for sure. So Sainz now in the pit lane. Retire the car, I beg of you. Looks like they're retiring the car finally. Jesus. They have. They have retired the car. Only taken them 25 poxy laps, knowing that he was 2.5 seconds a lap slower than everyone else out there. Ferrari doing Ferrari things, guys. But Hamilton, 2.6 seconds. So Leclerc responded last time around to that lap from Hamilton, but only a tenth faster than Lewis. A 51.8 compared to a 51.9. Well, pretty much actually that's a 52.0 from Lewis there. So 2 tenths quicker. So maybe Leclerc just had a bit of a wobble the previous lap. But definitely those front three now on the move again with those tyres, because they were doing around 53s, high 52s. They're now a second quicker all of a sudden. So apart from Max of course doing his own thing, but Albon straight out of the pits there on a set of medium tyres sets the fastest first sector, of course DRS assisted, but it just shows how the undercut, that fresh set of new tyres, is so powerful. George Russell easily overtook Lando there. So what are we going to see from this front four? What are we going to see? I'm intrigued to see what Lewis and Leclerc are going to do. We'll see. But Russell doing well. He's on a set of soft tyres. Maybe going to go take those to the end. Can he do a one-stop on a medium soft tyre at Spa? Well, that'd be a fair old attempt if he does. Should have retired 20 laps ago. Oh, 100% they should have done. I'm surprised they brought him in and put him on a set of new mediums and sent him back out there. Like, I don't know what they expected. Magnussen coming into the pits now, so he's going to drop down from a 7th position. Going to lose out to this train of cars here. Zhou is coming in behind him. And he's going to lose out to Stroll, Tsunoda, Albon, and Gasly there. But Gasly most likely going to take those medium tyres to the end of the race. Thank you for the subs, guys. Honda, much appreciated. Power Move, Good Properties Guide, Pranab, and Foxtrot earlier on. And anyone else who has subbed in the meantime, YouTube doesn't always provide notifications if you've got your subscriber list to private. So anyone who has during this stream, Much appreciated. So yeah, let's see a look. Ricciardo is under attack here. You can see from Hulkenberg, who is on a brand new set of soft tyres. Expect this move to be done as they get down into T5. Ricciardo currently up 4 positions, about to be only 3 positions as he gets overtaken by Hulkenberg before they even make it to the corner. But Ricciardo is on the medium tyre, so that may come into his hands as the race comes to an end. Still 18 laps left remaining in this race. So Leclerc and Hamilton, let's have a catch up with those two. So 51.7 from Leclerc last time around and a 52.3 from Hamilton. So has Hamilton used the best of that medium tyre already, or has he just decided to drop back, have a lap or so to see if he could put some pressure on Leclerc, see how the Ferrari responded, and now back into tyre saving mode? Are they thinking about maybe taking this medium tyre to the end of the race? I still think that's wishful thinking. Still think it is, but we will see. Max 7.5 seconds ahead of Perez now, comfortably half a second a lap quicker than his teammate. Yeah. Nothing else to say, really. Nothing else to say. Hey, Cameron, good to see you, buddy. I think it's going to be Surav, unless he has a mechanical failure. He's 7 to 8 seconds ahead. He's going to be much better. He's going to finish ahead. So, right. So Russell ahead of Norris. So Norris is up in 7th position, but don't think he can take those soft tyres to the end of the race. He will get caught by Stroll. Well, he did a 51.6 last time around. Stroll 51.2, Tsunoda a 51.3. He is going to get caught by that pack. Hulkenberg, whoa, 49.9 from the Hulk. Take a picture and frame it, guys. Hulkenberg has the fastest lap of the race. Woo. Not a good day for McLaren. No. Max is probably saving his tyres, yeah. Max is currently watching the Twitch stream. Replying to text messages as he goes for Eau Rouge and down the Kemmel Straight. That's how far ahead he is. It would probably be the same, George. Probably be the same. So Hamilton into the pits, guys. Hamilton into the pits. So have a little bit of a tidbit, guys, about Perez and Verstappen, a bit of the in the know. So the reason why one of the reasons Perez has fallen so far behind Max in recent races, or I say since Monaco, really, is that Max found something in the simulator and found a way to set up the car that extracted more speed out of the car. Max, being the driver that he is, and a talented driver that he is, can handle more difficult setups. Generally speaking, faster cars in F1 history are difficult to drive, and the best of the best are able to extract that pace out of them. Perez, of course, has seen that and has tried the same setups as Max to extract the speed out of the car, the maximum speed out of the car. But Perez hasn't been able to manage those setups and has actually been slower because of it. Apparently, the team have suggested to him to try different setups, which are a bit more consistent but slightly slower, and he's refused to do so. So Perez has tried to force himself to adapt to the faster setups, to the faster cars, because Max has been able to extract that speed out of them. Perez hasn't been able to. So that is why Perez has consistently been slower than Max. So they still have the same car, but it's down to the setup. And of course talent as well. So which everyone kind of knew. Oh no, spam, guys, spam. We have spam. Fuck off. They've gone. But yeah, a little bit of a tidbit there, guys. That's one of the reasons why. Because at the start of the season, as Leclerc comes into the pits and responds to Lewis, as Hamilton is all over Alonso. So this could be interesting. Is Alonso holding up Hamilton here? Can Hamilton get ahead of Alonso? He does indeed. But will Hamilton be able to get DRS on Leclerc? Hamilton really did a fast middle sector there, fastest of the race, and Is Hamilton going to have DRS? No, he doesn't. Alonso actually has DRS. But Hamilton is 1 second behind Leclerc and is gaining. So this is what I mean about the Mercedes really becoming strong in the final stint of the race as we have 16 laps remaining. The race, I think, is fully on between Hamilton and Leclerc towards the end of the race here. This is going to be exciting to watch, guys. We haven't really seen Hamilton and Leclerc go wheel to wheel a lot, really, in their time. It's always kind of been generally an easy overtake for one or the other. They haven't really had a proper battle, have they? But I think we could be on for one here. Let's see if this Ferrari, as it has looked all race, has kind of had the Mercedes in its back pocket. It's had it covered. Let's see if that is going to be the case here, as Hamilton is already dropping a couple of attempts behind. 1.2 seconds now, but keep an eye out on that. Yeah, I don't get them as often anymore, Arius, actually. They have become better. As Leclerc responds to Hamilton's fastest lap, that's what I mean. The tyres are really good out of the box. So I say the undercut is powerful. If you're able to respond to that, the tyres are quick on that first initial outlap. As Perez is in the pits as well, just to maybe cover off Leclerc and Hamilton. Coming out now, trundling around, and he should be all right. Hey, Veronica. Yeah, Oscar got caught in a sandwich. He was on the inside, caught the wall, squeezed a bit by Sainz, who was in the middle of Hamilton and Piastri. And he got front wing damage and also suffered from, I think, a drive shaft issue. Why Sonoda was soft? He was doing great with mediums because the mediums were 15 laps old, so they would have been 30 old. They would have been 30 laps old by the time this race was finished, which he would have been a sitting duck compared to everyone else behind him, who is on much fresher tyres. The delta, the tyre delta, would have been ridiculous because of the length of this track and the rear grip that you need, particularly for the middle sector. He would have just lost so much time. Like, he would have been like 3 seconds a lap slower come the end of the race and would have been probably dropped out of the points. So now he's in a good position to probably try and trace down Lance Stroll. Try and trace down Lance Stroll. And possibly even Lando Norris and get a decent haul of points here today, which is a good response to Hungary last week. Yeah, well, Norris is also fighting with he's also racing with a car that's got a bit of damage. He's not as quick. Probably hoping for a safety car, maybe. This is the only strategy they've got, is to keep him out there. If they pit now, he's going to fall out of the points, and he's definitely not got the car to like drag his way back into the points as well. So this is kind of last chance saloon for the McLarens. It's all they can do. But Hamilton and Leclerc, guys, it's Leclerc seems to have him covered. He seems to have Lewis covered. That Ferrari, dare I say it, is actually good this weekend. Actually, the second fastest car. Well, we say that. The McLaren, of course, there's one out and there's a damaged Lando Norris. But of the runners, they are the second fastest car. Especially this race, indeed. I said it, Sainz looked pretty good in the Ferrari yesterday. So he was comfortably staying with Hamilton. All the talk was about Lewis and, of course, Perez and Lewis fighting his way, obviously, kind of through the sprint or whatever. But, yeah, Sainz looked very good as well, which is a shame why he's retired. But Max, 8.9 seconds ahead of Perez now. Leclerc, 3.6 seconds behind Perez. He is 2.6 seconds ahead of Hamilton. And then Alonso being chased by Russell. So let's see the pace difference in Russell compared to Alonso. So Alonso is on a brand new set of softs, but I think the Mercedes has had the pace on quite comfortably over the Aston Martin this weekend. That could get a bit feisty. Russell is running kind of a medium downforce setup this weekend compared to Lewis, who has a lower downforce setup, which is why Lewis has been comfortably quicker than Russell, especially with the new upgrades. It seems the new upgrades have worked with a lower downforce setup, whereas before they've had to sacrifice well, needed more downforce. I think that's probably one of the reasons they've run that this weekend, is to compare the two different setups to get some data. But Lewis did close up a little bit there, 2.3 seconds to... no, he didn't actually, sorry. That's lies, Scott, absolute lies. He lost time to Leclerc. 51.1 last time to Leclerc's 50.9. But Russell, 52.2 at the moment. Let's interested to see what their lap times are as they cross. So Alonso's got the best of his tyres at the moment. This is his first full-timed lap on a fresh set of soft tyres. Let's see what he does. 52.0 compared to Russell, who does a 51.8. So even though Russell has 7 lap older soft compound tyres compared to Alonso on a brand new set of softs, he is still quicker. This could be an interesting race to the end. Alonso in the green tractor. Yeah, the Aston's just not made development gains as they would like throughout the season. Everyone's progressed and they've just kind of stayed stagnant. They did bring upgrades, didn't they? But they didn't work as well. It's almost as if they made them worse, I feel like. So, yeah. Pierre from P3 to P12. No, the race yesterday has nothing to do with the starting grid today. So the sprint format changed this year, where it's got its own qualifying session on a Saturday and its own race. The qualifying for this race was actually Friday afternoon, which I don't like because I'm at work when the qualifying is on a Friday afternoon. So yeah, not a big fan of the sprint weekends because of that reason. Eugene, thank you for the sub, buddy. Much appreciated. I'm doing well, Ram. Yourself? The FI had a massive oversight on Nui being at Red Bull. Wow, a 48.9 from Max. Fastest lap of the race. I mean, you have to applaud it where it is. Have to applaud it where it is. Everyone thought they were catching up to Red Bull, and then Hungary, he went and finished 33 seconds ahead. And then this race, while he's not finishing, I mean, he's finishing 16 seconds ahead at the moment of Leclerc, but there's still 12 laps remaining. So still a quarter of this race left. Thanks, Howie. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, just try and do my own thing, to be honest. Is there going to be any rain? Doesn't seem to be. It hasn't been mentioned on any of the Sky commentary. It hasn't been mentioned here either. We've got the updates on the left-hand side. You can see where it's got track limits. But Gasly has got ahead of Albon there, and Albon, a bit unsettled, is now being attacked by Bottas. Can Bottas make some gains here and get past Albon? Bit of a fight happening there. Ocon is catching Tsunoda as well. Half a second quicker than Tsunoda last time around. Lando Norris, what's the gap between Norris and Stroll? Interestingly enough, guys, Lando did a 51.9 last time around, and Stroll did a 52.2. He also did the same lap time as Tsunoda and only slightly slower than Ocon. Could the McLaren hold on to a points finish here today? If they do, that is drive of the day for me. If Norris drags this to a 7th place position or even a points position, I think that is drive of the day, considering he was like dead last at one point.